There was once a boy named Daniel who lived in a small town surrounded by fields and forests. Daniel was kind and hardworking, but he struggled with something many of us face. He always compared himself to others. When his classmate Oliver scored the highest marks, Daniel thought, "Why can't I be that smart?" When his neighbor Lucas won races, Daniel sighed, "I'll never be as fast as him." Even when someone played music beautifully, Daniel felt small inside, whispering to himself, "I don't have any real talent." No matter what he did, Daniel felt like he wasn't enough. He lost confidence, stopped enjoying school, and spent most evenings staring at the sky, wondering why he wasn't like everyone else. One afternoon, Daniel met Mr. Harris, an elderly teacher who often went on long walks near the forest. Seeing the sadness on Daniel's face, he asked, "Why do you look so unhappy, my boy?" Daniel lowered his eyes and said quietly, "No matter how hard I try, I'll never be as good as the others. Some are smarter, some are stronger, some are more talented. I just feel ordinary." Mr. Harris smiled kindly. "Come and meet me tomorrow morning by the meadow. I want to show you something." The next day, Daniel arrived. The meadow was full of different plants, tall trees, wildflowers, and patches of green grass swaying in the breeze. Mr. Harris pointed and asked, "What do you see, Daniel?" Daniel looked around. There are so many different trees and flowers. Some are tall, some small, some bright, some plain. "And tell me," Mr. Harris said, "if a daisy looked at a tall oak tree and said, 'Why am I not as tall as you?' Would that make sense?" Daniel laughed a little. "Of course not. They're both different." "Exactly," Mr. Harris nodded. "Every plant here has its own place, its own role. Together they make this meadow beautiful. If they all tried to be the same, it wouldn't look like this at all." They walked further to a small pond. Daniel noticed fish swimming gracefully, while above them a bird soared through the sky. Mr. Harris said, "Imagine if the fish said, 'I wish I could fly like the bird,' or the bird said, 'I wish I could swim like the fish.' They would both live in sadness, never appreciating what they were made to do." Life works the same way, Daniel. You don't need to live someone else's life. You just need to find your own. Something clicked in Daniel's heart. He realized that he had been unfair to himself, always measuring his life against others instead of discovering his own strengths. From that day, Daniel stopped comparing. He focused on what he enjoyed most, sketching and designing things with his hands. At first, his drawings were simple, but soon people began to notice his talent. Over the years, Daniel grew into a skilled designer, admired not because he was like anyone else, but because he had discovered his own path. Whenever someone asked him, "Daniel, how did you find success?" he would smile and reply, "By learning not to compare. The sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, but both light up the world in their own way." That's what life is about, finding your own light. Every person in this world is born with a unique gift. Some run fast, some sing beautifully, some create, some inspire, and some lead quietly with kindness. But the moment we start comparing, we forget our own strengths. Remember this: a fish doesn't need to fly to prove its worth. A bird doesn't need to swim to feel valuable. And you don't need to be like anyone else to shine. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs the real you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support inspires me to bring more stories your way.